Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Melissa Johnston. I'm the Supply Chain Manager for Balfour Beatty Regional Scotland for both buildings and civils businesses. I'm responsible for supplier management, engagement and strategy. Our supply chain is very important to us because 80% of the work that we deliver is subcontracted out, so we rely on our supply chain to help us deliver award-winning projects successfully. We're delighted to be invited to present here today by the SDP, who we are now corporate members of, very proud of that, as they are very much an organisation that align with Balfour Beatty's values. Here are some of the upcoming events that we have for engagement. So more importantly for next week, we're going to be in Fort William to talk about our Lochaber hospital project. So you can register your place on the SDP website to come and speak to us at Lochaber and register your interest to work with the hospital projects. We're very much looking to speak to small, medium, large businesses that will help us deliver that project successfully. We're also going to be in Glasgow at the Constructionline event at Hampden to talk about all of our projects that we have in Glasgow, and you can register on the Constructionline website to come and meet with us there and register your interest in our Glasgow projects. We're actually booked in now to do Meet the Buyer South in Dumfries and Galloway, as we have a pipeline of work down in the south of Scotland, and you'll be able to register on the SDP website there to come and speak to us about those projects there. But today's all about the north. And today we'll cover our pipeline of work that we have in the north. We'll cover our social impact in the communities that we work in. We'll have Constructionline here to speak about our pre-qualification process and how you can work with Balfour Beatty and sign up with Constructionline. We'll also have Andrew Wilson from the Supply Chain School to talk about the opportunities that we supply the supply chain to upskill their businesses through Balfour Beatty. So I'll introduce you to George Young. He's our Area Director for the North of Scotland.
So I'm Area Director for Balfour Beatty, rejoined the business just over a year ago, based at our new office in Inverness that we just opened in the last month, and some of that's back on the pipeline of work that we've currently got, early stages of PCSA and also future work, but I'll touch on that as we go through the slides. So primarily, when I was preparing the pipeline slides, there's probably just a number. I'd like a lot more, you'd expect, but I think there's probably, within that, there's a couple of big, large opportunities coming that everybody would expect within the audience will be aware of. So, just to highlight award-winning projects, so really today I'm talking about the building sector and the civil sector, but I'm also covering what I've got my phone for is a couple of slides from Power T&D, so I'm covering the whole Balfour Beatty PLC. But what you see up there is jobs that we've recently completed in the north, from Aviemore and Skye to most recently in the centre of Aberdeen, and they're all award-winning. So that's between our building and civils business. Jobs under construction at the moment in the north is in Inverness, the new HMP project, and that's scheduled for completion in 2025, so that's over £100 million currently under construction. This is more looking at currently what we're doing within the civils business and linked to the new Peterhead 400 kV substation. So this is underway at the moment and it's linking more, and that's probably teeing up what we'll come on to about the Asti onshore framework that we're successful on from a civils and a power T&D part. Under construction is East Coast, so that's live projects from a power T&D perspective running down the east coast of Scotland. And in pre-construction, so just outside Inverness, working for Highland Council, so that supports their offer of why we've opened a new office in Inverness. It's for the NHS Highland account, it's for Highland Council, and it's also really about SSEN as well. So this is in pre-construction now, due to commence next year, so there'll be opportunities to tender that particular job coming soon. Lochaber Rural Hospital, it's the best layout we've got now. We're just in the early stages of the design, and we're just preparing the massing. It's in the kind of pink area just behind what says the Red STEM Centre. There'll be a new 10,000 square metre rural hospital, circa £70 million. That's the early stages of design. That'll move into pricing early next year. We're just looking at affordability reviews at the moment, and that's with NHS Highland. Pre-construction stage, Caithness. So this is the second part. So this is the redevelopment of the new, well, it's WIC within the Caithness area, and that's probably a majority of our refurbishment over a 2-year period. All these jobs, as I say, are going through pre-construction at the moment from a design aspect. Then they'll be priced and they start on site towards 2026 for just under a 2-year period. So coming soon, so this is getting back into the civils aspect, just down from ourselves here, down into towards Dundee is the Arbroath active travel route. And then coming soon, and the reason for putting this slide up a little bit is that there's ASTI onshore and ASTI offshore. So ASTI onshore is a framework that's been announced with SSEN and this is a joint part between civils and power T&D on large substations, overhead line works, cable trenching. Very varied, so it's buildings, civils, a lot in it, and that's been announced in the last few weeks. What's coming over, it's been tendered at the moment, is very large opportunities noted there for HVDC, ASTI offshore, and these are all opportunities that will come to Peterhead and Spittal, Bewley and the Western Isles initially. We're at tender process at the moment on that, so probably an announcement will be made on that early next year. But again, it's highlighted the scale and the opportunities which are coming in the construction, and hopefully we'll be successful in this framework called ASTI Offshore. And really just supporting, I know Ewan was up presenting on Hub North, but this is just future works from a Balfour Beatty perspective, picking up the framework C with Scotland, so established a base in Inverness primarily for NHS Highland, but we work with NHS throughout the Scotland. Hub North, Hub South East and Hub South West, Crown Commercial, SPA, Skate and NHS shared business, just different frameworks for generating contracts for delivery of projects. And I'll pass over to John Cairns, who'll take you through social impact.
Thank you, George. Good afternoon, everyone. So as George has said, I'm John Cairns, so I'm Social Impact Manager, Social Impact Lead in the north of Scotland. It's brilliant to have this opportunity this afternoon to get 5 minutes to shine the spotlight on the social impact community benefits agenda. And the best social impact examples that we've got are delivered in collaboration with our supply chain, so I'm delighted to be in front of you this afternoon. So I mean, I've worked with Balfour Beatty in my community benefits role for the past 7 years up here in the north east of Scotland. In that time, there's been a real growing focus on the added value which can be achieved through investment in large-scale infrastructure. Now, the planning and completing of social impact is a requirement under Scottish Government legislation. Anything over £4 million has to have a community benefits plan through the sustainable procurement duty. But for our business, it's not just about ticking a box. We are wanting to create legacy in the communities in which we work. And we want to create real transformative change within our communities as well. So the only way we can do that is by working collectively across all our supply chain partners. Now, for the businesses in the room, you might be thinking, well, how can I support? How can I support Balfour Beatty? How can I support our project delivery? Now, I've got some key areas here in terms of how you could work with us together on our Balfour Beatty projects. There's 4 key areas. So I'm not going to go through everything line by line, but jobs and training is obviously an obvious area where there'll be huge expansion, particularly here in the north east of Scotland in the upcoming 5 to 10 years. We need new people coming into the industry. We need young people choosing construction as an industry of choice. We want to create more apprenticeships. We've got CITB here. There's loads of advice out there in terms of how a business can create and generate new apprenticeships. And obviously there'll be graduate opportunities. But we really want to work with our local partners to target priority groups, long-term unemployed, people with additional support needs, to really broaden and diversify staff within the sector. Now we're here at the Meet the Buyer event. We're aiming to engage more with local businesses, broaden our local supply chain. We're obviously signed up partners now for the Supplier Development Programme. We'll be running training, as Melissa said, over the upcoming months. We're really wanting to engage more with social enterprises and supported businesses as well. So we've already had some great conversations with some businesses that work in that space, and we want to support social enterprises onto our supply chain. We do a huge amount around education and STEM, and again, a lot of employers have spoke to me about that this morning. Potentially areas for collaboration moving forward, supporting career events, coming up with new projects that will really inspire the future generation of construction. And on all our projects, we're looking to engage with the local community. Can we create a legacy project that lasts beyond our construction works? Or can we support a local charity through fundraising, volunteering, or donations? So these are just some of the areas in which you could work with us through our project delivery. If you're wanting to know more, we've got a dedicated team within Balfour Beatty. So I'm the Regional North Scotland lead, working under Nyla Wood. My colleague Duncan oversees projects in Edinburgh and Central Scotland. But you can see we've got a team of advisors, Bethany up north, Megan and David in Edinburgh and Central Scotland as well. So we're here, we're open. Please reach out to us if you've got any questions. We'd love to have a conversation with you about how we could work together. And through that collaboration comes success. We've seen that through the past year and through the past years I've been with the business. There's some great examples of collaboration across North Scotland. We won the Community Award last year at the CCS Leading Lights Awards for Badenoch and Strathspey Community Hospital, which was a Hub North Scotland NHS Highland job, but a great example of that collaboration that I've spoke around. Union Terrace Gardens is another great example. It's up for an award next week at the Scottish Civil Engineering Awards. We're in the running for the Community Award, and it's all about working with local partners and working with our design partners to come up with new projects for education. And then the last one that's a great example is our HMP Highland, which George mentioned, going through pre-construction. Been working with Scottish Prison Service on our community benefits in pre-construction, engaging with partnerships, working with Bernardo's to access more funding through CITB. So there's some fantastic examples of community benefit delivery up in the north of Scotland. And if you want to talk more about social impact or community benefits, I'll be at the stall, the Balfour Beatty stall this afternoon. So I'm just going to pass you over to Katrina from Constructionline. Thank you.
Hi there, good morning. So, as I said, I'm Katrina Stevenson. I'm from Constructionline, and we look after and manage both pre-qualification and risk and compliance for Balfour Beatty. Traditionally, a few of you will probably have thought as Constructionline as a tax on the supply chain, but we've made some real improvements over the last few years, and we really want to work in partnership not only with our buyers but also with our supplier community, so that you all gain some real benefit from the supply chain platform. So, as I mentioned, working with Balfour Beatty, depending on the type of supplier you are, Balfour Beatty will have different requirements for you as a supplier. So subcontractors are asked to register at Constructionline Gold membership level, which covers the Common Assessment Standard. Their consultants and their suppliers are asked then to register at associate membership level, and that allows you to complete a certain amount of questions that are also applied as a private goal for Balfour Beatty. Shortly we are going to be updating those question sets to cover CSR and minimum wage. So if you're already a member of Constructionline and using the platform, please make sure that you watch out for those updates coming probably later this month, and make sure you update your question set in conjunction with that. So Balfour Beatty access Constructionline, but also have a number of managed lists within Constructionline as well, which are aligned to their R12, which is their payment system. So it's really important as a supplier, whether you're registered now or you intend to register in the future, that you keep your information within the Constructionline platform up to date, that you're always an accredited supplier, so that it doesn't hold up any payments or potential awarding of work for you. That nicely then fits into Balfour Beatty's Jagger platform, which you can see here, and this is what they use for doing their e-tendering. So this is where information will be received on procurement opportunities with Balfour Beatty. So again, another reason to make sure you keep your Constructionline platform up to date as well, because the two tie together, and that's where you will find some opportunities to win work and how to contract with Balfour Beatty. Benefits for this for you as a supplier is it provides you with a transparent opportunity. It gives a standardised approach to tendering for Balfour Beatty and minimises repetitive administrative works as well, all in one place for you. As I mentioned, Balfour Beatty use both Constructionline Gold and Associate membership level. There are a number of other membership levels, we call them our metal bandings within Constructionline, so everything through from Associate membership right the way through to our Platinum membership. Once you're registered with the Constructionline platform, that makes you available to all of our buyers within the community, so not just Balfour Beatty, so projects like HS2 and some of the other more local Tier 1 and Tier 2 contractors. So once registered, it's a one-stop shop for all of our buying community. Nicely touched on social value earlier, and that's something that Constructionline have really put a lot of work into over the last couple of years. We have our own social value platform within there, and we encourage our suppliers to sign up for that. It is a free area of the platform to sign up for, where we take information about community projects that you get involved in. We're already great at sponsoring a football team, but maybe not so good at telling people that we do that until you see it on a football shirt on a Saturday afternoon. But also what we do is we pull through stats, and that's really important to our buyers when they're tendering, particularly for local authority work, because what we're able to pull through from there for our buyers is things like apprenticeships, ethnic minorities in the workforce, minimum payments, salaries, all of that information we're able to pull through for our buyers from there. So if you are in Constructionline, or if you intend to, make sure you register and do the social value piece as well, as I say, free for you to complete. Our latest edition, which you'll see all over our stand today, is Marketplace. Marketplace allows you to see some of the opportunities that are available for any of our buyers across the platform. You're able to see upcoming tenders, expressions of interest, and opportunities to work with some of our buyers across the platform. This is where it's really important that when you register, or if you are registered with Constructionline, you make sure the right people are set up on your platform. Make sure you've got your business development people in there, because this is where they will see opportunities to work and where you as a supplier can tie that return on investment back, so that it doesn't feel like a tax on you. You can actually say, well, I won this, but I won it because I was registered through Constructionline. So in terms of Balfour Beatty and what you need to do, there's a whole bunch of information here for you, but I am on the stand next to Balfour Beatty, so if you do need any information about how to get registered in Constructionline, maybe you want to check and make sure if you are already registered in Constructionline, if you've got any outstanding pieces within there, then please pop over and see me today. I'm more than happy to help or answer any questions. I'm now going to hand over to Andrew from the Supply Chain School.
Hi, hello everybody. My name is Andrew Wilson. I'm the Programs Manager for the Supply Chain Sustainability School. Thanks to Melissa and George and John for inviting me to speak today. We do a lot of collaboration with Balfour Beatty, so it's great to be part of this session and great to be part of the Meet the Buyers event here in the north in Aberdeen. I'm going to explain a little bit about who we are and what we do, and how hopefully suppliers, material suppliers or subcontract service suppliers can benefit from using the school. Okay, so we're an industry-led program. We get funding and leadership support, strategic direction from our partners. We've got approximately 200 partners across the UK. Balfour Beatty are one of those partners. A lot of other major contractors have joined our movement, our program to support our work. We've got client partners as well, such as Scottish Water, such as SSE, such as Scottish Power, infrastructure partners such as HS2 down south of the border, National Highways, Network Rail, etc., etc. What have those large organisations done? They've come together to collaborate on their significant challenges around sustainability. They can't do it themselves. They share many of your expertise in terms of a combined supply chain. So they've collaborated together to fund one uniform approach to addressing sustainability challenges. We were set up in 2012. We've now got over 5,500 organisational members who use our learning materials on a regular basis, and we've got, latest count, about 25,000 individual learners across the UK. The mission is very much to drive a sustainable, world-class sustainable built environment, and our vision is one in which everybody, no matter what their role is, what their job function is, leadership, operative level, whatever it might be, that they can contribute to that movement. They're our partners, so we deal right across the built environment, infrastructure, construction, facilities management, and also homes and housing. So all four main sectors, if you like, of the wider built environment. We're very active in all four of those different areas. We've got manufacturers, we've got major contractors, client partners, as I've said before, and major service providers into the sector. So hopefully on the screen there you'll get a flavour of who is leading our work and who we are delivering our services for. As I say, we've got over about 200 partner organisations now. So it's not just Balfour Beatty, but it's many other major contractors also part of our initiative. These are the collaboration groups that our partners sit on. The school is governed by a democratically elected board, and it's led by several groups across the UK, either on specific categories or on special interest areas or on operational activities. So we've got those leadership groups in place. I support the leadership group in Scotland. We've got a meeting coming up in a couple of days' time. We've got about 14 major organisations in Scotland who sit on that group. These are the topic areas that we provide content on. We were set up very much in terms of sustainability, very much our core mission still to this day. But over the last 11 years or so, we've built additional departments, if you like, of the school to look at bringing additional content that we see are enabling the mission that we have to deliver a sustainable built environment. So we've got a lot of content on issues such as people, issues such as fairness, inclusion and respect. We've got e-learning modules and other learning resources on lean, on management, on off-site and modern methods of construction, etc., as well as sustainability. In terms of that core issue of sustainability, 17 subtopics, if you like, within that core issue. So we're covering the three main pillars. We're not just about environmental sustainability, net zero, air quality, water, biodiversity, environmental management. We also cover social aspects of sustainability, so we're very much into social value. So it's great to hear Katrina and the work that Constructionline are supporting also on that agenda. We support as much as we can the social aspects of sustainability, the workforce-related aspects of sustainability, well-being in the workplace, equality, diversity, inclusion. There's a lot of free content on our website on all of those types of issues. We also cover economic pillar of sustainability, so business ethics, sustainable procurement, training and skills. These are the learning resources that you'll see on our website, supplychainschool.co.uk. All of our content is free at the point of use because of the funding that we get from our partners. The model that we have in place is our partners provide the finance for the programme. Our team develops the learning resources, which we then make available at scale to the industry. So if you go onto supplychainschool.co.uk, set up an account, you'll be able to access all of these free resources. We've developed over the last few years something called Sustainability Shorts, which are more accessible, animated clips, mainly designed for kind of operative, site-based staff, 2-3 minute clips that can be accessed on a phone or tablet at the start of the day that can be used to deliver toolbox talks to teams and groups on site. We provide resources for individuals as well as organisations. So if you set up an account, you'll be able to join your learning account with all of your colleagues who are also using the school's platform. to provide that organisational overview and track your progress as a company as well as yourself as an individual. That's just a little snapshot of the dashboard that you will have as an individual. You'll be able to set up a learning account, you'll be able to track all of the events that you've been to, the online CPD accredited resources that you've been able to work through at your own time. We've got different membership levels now as well that recognise engagement with the platform rather than academic levels. We've got membership, then we've got bronze, silver and gold members. Some contractors now are mandating organisations to be members of the school. It wasn't set up for that, but major contractors are now seeing the work as so important that they're asking the suppliers as part of PQQ compliance to be members of the school. That's it for me. I'm around for a little bit longer today. Hope to meet as many of you as possible, and just go to supplychainschool.co.uk to find out more. I'll pass back to Melissa now. Thank you very much.
Right, well, I have a question that's come through the app. Somebody's asking, what's the first step to get on board with Balfour Beatty? Melissa, would you like to take that?
I'll take that one. Yeah. So at the Meet the Buyer events here, it's incredibly important when you come and speak to us to register on the QR code. So I set up a QR code so that business cards, I can have piles and piles of them at the end of the day, and it's difficult to remember everyone that I've spoken to. So the QR code is really important. When you register on the QR code and you complete it, I download it at the end of every event. I get your company logos, I put them on a presentation, and I present them internally to Balfour Beatty and speak to the senior leadership team about everyone that I've met with. We look at what type of services you provide. I also send your details on to our commercial teams, and usually someone will reach out to you, invite you for a 15-20 minute Teams call, and you're able to then present your company's capabilities to us. We then look to see if you're registered on Constructionline. We look to see where you fit with our business. If you do fit with our business, we'll invite you onto the Jagger e-procurement portal. You'll be on there, and then all your details are passed throughout Balfour Beatty. Whenever we start a project, we write procurement strategies, and I'm involved heavily in that. When I've met with new businesses, dependent on your postcode and your services you provide, it's in my mind where you are. Also, if you're on Constructionline, I'll download the Constructionline applications. I can sort it by postcode, location, how close you are to a site, what trade you supply, and then that informs the decisions on our procurement strategies, which then informs the decisions on the tenders that come out through the Jagger process.
Thank you for that.